Israel is a land where deep history and unwavering faith converge, weaving together an extraordinary spiritual fabric. Three major religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, continuously stake their claims on its sacred sites, occasionally sparking tensions. The Jewish people believe this land is their ancestral inheritance, and after enduring centuries of occupation by others, will they finally reclaim their homeland and rebuild their temple? What does this reclamation mean for them and the world at large? Let's explore this in the video. Israel is an ancient land formerly known as the State of Israel. It is situated in the Middle East, bordered by Lebanon to the north, Syria to the northeast, Jordan to the east, Egypt to the southwest, and the Mediterranean Sea to the west. This land is of immense historical, cultural, and religious significance, especially for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The area now known as Israel has been inhabited for millennia, dating back to antiquity. Various empires and civilizations have risen and fallen here, including the Israelite kingdoms, the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. The region's story begins when the 12 tribes settled in the land of Canaan, which covers modern-day Israel, the Palestinian territories, and parts of the neighboring regions. Around 1000 BCE, the Israelite tribes unified under King Saul during what is known as the United Monarchy. King David, who succeeded Saul, established Jerusalem as the capital. His son, King Solomon, built the first temple on the Temple Mount, which became a central place of worship, the main site for sacrificial rituals, and a symbol of the covenant between God and the Jewish people. After Solomon's reign ended around 930 BCE, the kingdom was divided into two: the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. The northern kingdom of Israel fell to the Assyrian Empire in 722 BCE, leading to the exile of many of its people. Later, in 586 BCE, the Babylonians conquered the southern kingdom of Judah and destroyed the first temple in Jerusalem. This conquest led to the Babylonian exile, during which many people from Judah were taken captive to Babylon. However, after the Babylonian Empire was overthrown by the Persians, King Cyrus the Great issued a decree permitting the Jewish exiles to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. This event marked the beginning of the Second Temple period, during which the Second Temple was constructed in Jerusalem. In the 1st century CE, Christianity emerged in the region, with Jesus of Nazareth, the central figure of Christianity, living and preaching there. However, in 70 CE, during the Jewish-Roman War, the Romans destroyed the Second Temple. The history of ancient Israel is deeply connected to religious scriptures and archaeological discoveries, and the events of this period have profoundly shaped the cultural, religious, and historical identity of the Jewish people, leaving a lasting impact on the world. In 1948, Israel was established as a modern Jewish state, becoming a center of cultural, historical, and political significance. With its democratic government, thriving economy, diverse population, technological advancements, and strong military, Israel continues to be a vital nation. However, its rich biblical history and association with many religious events and figures have earned it the title of the Holy Land, Jerusalem. Its capital city holds immense importance for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, making it one of the most sacred and contested cities in the world. Let's now explore the significance of Jerusalem to these three religions. Jerusalem holds profound importance in Judaism, regarded as one of the holiest cities. It is considered the spiritual and historical center of the Jewish people and is mentioned over 600 times in the Hebrew Bible, or Tanakh. The ancient Jewish temples stood on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, and the Western Wall, also known as the Wailing Wall, is a surviving remnant of the ancient retaining wall that once enclosed the Second Temple's courtyard. The Western Wall has become a sacred site for prayer, pilgrimage, and reflection for Jews around the world. Jewish tradition holds that the divine presence dwells in Jerusalem, and it is also believed to be the future site of the Third Temple according to Jewish eschatology. For Christians, while there isn't an age-old claim to the city, Jerusalem is deeply revered as a holy city because of its association with Jesus Christ. It is the place where, according to Christian belief, Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. Jerusalem Jerusalem is home to many other significant Christian sites, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, believed to be the site of Jesus' crucifixion. The Mount of Olives, where Jesus is believed to have ascended to heaven, and the Garden of Gethsemane, where he prayed before his arrest, are also locations of great spiritual importance. Jerusalem is frequently mentioned in the New Testament and is seen as the focal point of Jesus' teachings and ministry. In Islam, after Mecca and Medina, Jerusalem, known as Al-Quds, is the third holiest city. It is revered as the place where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven during the night journey, known as Al-Isra and Al-Miraj. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, located in the Old City of Jerusalem, is one of the most important sites in Islam. Furthermore, many prophets revered in Islamic tradition, including Abraham, David, Solomon, and Jesus, are closely associated with Jerusalem. The Dome of the Rock, with its golden dome, stands as an iconic symbol and a revered site within the compound. This makes Jerusalem a city rich in historical and spiritual connections, considered blessed by many. However, while Jerusalem holds immense religious and historical significance for Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, it has also been a focal point of ongoing religious and political tensions. The city serves as a poignant reminder of the complex and intertwined nature of religious heritage and contemporary realities. Since the destruction of the first and second temples, the Jewish people have faced challenges in finding a dedicated place for worship, as their tradition emphasizes worship in temples and synagogues. This challenge has fueled the desire to build a third temple, envisioned not only as a successor to the first and second temples, but also as the fulfillment of prophecy. However, realizing this vision is far from straightforward. What obstacles are hindering the construction of a new temple? Since the fall of the Second Temple during the Roman siege in 70 AD, various ethnic and cultural groups have settled in the region, including around the Temple Mount. The people of Israel cannot simply reclaim this land without disrupting the current social and political landscape. The Temple Mount, a highly sensitive and contested site due to its religious and historical importance, is situated in the heart of Jerusalem, one of the country's most bustling cities. Any attempt to rebuild the temple could provoke significant upheaval, affecting the social, political, and emotional stability of the region, especially given the long-standing dispute over the area between Israel and Palestine. Additionally, if a new temple were to be constructed, the existing infrastructure might struggle to accommodate the increased demand, placing additional strain on local schools, hospitals, and other essential services. Additionally, the region is densely packed with archaeological sites, which could be significantly disrupted if excavation and reconstruction were to begin, much to the concern of environmentalists. These enthusiasts would also be troubled by the potential ecological impact, particularly the displacement of rare and endangered species in the area. Another challenge Israel faces stems from the religious diversity that now characterizes the region. While Jews believe the land is their rightful heritage, this view is strongly contested by Muslims, leading to violence and turmoil in the past. The Muslims' revered Dome of the Rock is situated on the Temple Mount, and to assert their claim, Jewish visitors are currently prohibited from entering the complex. For a long time, Muslims disputed the Jewish claims that temples once stood on this site until British archaeologist Robert Hamilton uncovered compelling evidence. In his research, Hamilton found that the Al-Aqsa Mosque was constructed on a Jewish ritual cleansing site. This breakthrough came after a 1927 earthquake caused significant damage to the mosque, exposing part of the structure. Hamilton discovered a mikveh Jewish ritual bath used for spiritual purification. These baths are supplied only by natural sources, such as rainwater or a nearby spring or river, and must be constructed and maintained under strict guidelines to ensure ritual purity. This finding substantiates the existence of a previous temple, as these ritual baths are so essential that they are typically built even before the temple itself. Armed with this evidence, the Sanhedrin began making preparations to resume temple services. This Jewish religious council, re-established in 2004, aims to revive Jewish law and temple practices in anticipation of the Third Temple's reconstruction in Jerusalem. Since its re-establishment, the Sanhedrin has made headlines by taking deliberate steps toward rebuilding the temple, acknowledging that the process requires careful and systematic progress. One of the key initiatives involves cultivating farms and forests. The Sanhedrin asserts that plants are integral to many temple rituals, so they have established new farms and forests under meticulous supervision to recreate the environmental conditions of ancient Israel. While the Sanhedrin is making significant efforts to prepare for the new temple, their authority remains questioned by some, and concerns persist about the potential environmental impact and the disruption of the ecosystem's balance. Nevertheless, the Sanhedrin remains steadfast, with a primary focus on upholding and promoting Jewish law and tradition. Another crucial preparation for the temple's reconstruction is the training of the Kohanim. Kohanim, members of the priestly class descended from Aaron, the brother of Moses, hold a special role within the Jewish community. Their main responsibility is to conduct temple rituals and ceremonies. However, with the temple's absence, these traditional priestly duties cannot be fulfilled. Despite this, Kohanim continue to be highly respected within Jewish communities, often leading specific religious ceremonies and maintaining significant roles in certain traditions. In light of recent developments, the Sanhedrin has initiated training programs for the Kohanim, focusing on the use of equipment from both the Old and New temples, the altars, and the offering of burnt sacrifices. Another critical aspect of their preparations is the production of the red heifer. In addition to the ritual bath, the ashes of the red heifer are necessary for purification before entering the temple. This poses a significant challenge as red heifers are now extinct, with only 9 heifers having been sacrificed between the first and second temples. However, the Sanhedrin remains proactive, developing methods to engineer an unblemished red heifer using the Red Angus breed as a foundation. Rabbi Chaim Richman, in collaboration with rancher and Pentecostal minister Rev. Clyde Lott, has applied animal husbandry principles in an attempt to produce a red heifer, a task made more complex by the strict breeding requirements. Recently, 5 red heifers were brought to Israel. They were bred by a group of farmers and left untagged to meet the requirements of being without blemish or spot. These heifers have been transported and are now kept in a secure, undisclosed location in Israel. Currently, the heifers are between 1 and 1.5 years old, but according to the biblical ceremony, they must reach the age of 3 before they can be used. Rabbi Itzhak Mamo mentioned that the ceremony involving the red heifer must take place on the Mount of Olives in a location that offers a direct view of where the temple once stood, specifically where the priest performing the ceremony can see the Holy of Holies. Regarding the timeline, Rabbi Mamo suggested that the ceremony is likely to occur on Passover 2024, with a possibility of Shavuot 2024. By then, the heifers would be of the required age. While all preparations seem to be progressing toward the rebuilding of the Third Temple, the challenges faced by the Jewish community are not only religious but also deeply political. A definitive legal ruling has yet to be reached, and many believe that achieving a peaceful consensus will require political action rather than legal measures. Although Israel is a democratic nation, its political landscape is complex, leading to ongoing debates and discussions surrounding the construction of the temple. The potential impact on the international community is also a significant consideration. Israel's neighboring Arab countries perceive the rebuilding of the temple as a threat to their sovereignty. Additionally, Israel might find it challenging to finance the construction of the temple independently and may need to seek financial support from donors. This could create strain and tension, which they are keen to avoid. The question remains, how will they resolve these issues, and what is their broader significance? It is possible that mediators will need to intervene in the matter of rebuilding the temple, but many biblical scholars believe this could be the fulfillment of prophecy. As foretold in the prophecy of Daniel in the Bible, he was granted a vision by an angel revealing the advent of a Messiah, the destruction of a city, and the reconstruction of the temple. The prophecy outlines a timeline for the temple's rebuilding, starting from the issuance of a decree to restore and rebuild Jerusalem. Once the temple was rebuilt, the prophecy foresaw the coming of an anointed one who would later be killed, followed by the destruction of the temple. This prophecy appears to have been fulfilled with the fall of the Second Temple. It was expected that a period of prosperity would follow before the rise of a new ruler who would forge powerful alliances and covenants. Many believe this ruler would be the Antichrist, fulfilling the prophecy. The Antichrist is believed to offer political support to global leaders and even religious figures in the construction of the Third Temple, leading them to follow his teachings. According to the Bible and interpretations by scholars, the rise of the Antichrist signals the start of the end times, setting the stage for the Battle of Armageddon, where the forces of the Antichrist will face off against Jesus Christ and his followers. The concept of Armageddon originates from the Christian Bible. While there is still debate on whether it refers to a specific location or the battle itself, the book of Revelation describes it as the ultimate conflict between good and evil, after which Jesus Christ's reign will be established. Israel remains resolute in reclaiming its land, but it seems we are approaching the end times. Are these events the fulfillment of prophecy or simply signs? Share your thoughts in the comments, ***. Like this video and subscribe to this channel for more like this. Thank you for watching Daily Logos. We inspiring faith and impacting change.